I am from Brooklyn, New York City. Where are you from?
My
name is Matthew Motel. I come from New York City. It's a pleasure to be here, drinking limoncello. Limoncello. Drink limoncello. Va bene.
And how is the Taiwan tour going now?
Well, we are experts on the autostrada, and we have succeeded in traveling many distance on the autostrada without any problems. The only problem was Switzerland into Italy. I don't know what that toll is for. It's a ripoff. There should be a boycott against the toll into Switzerland, if I had my way. But now the tour goes without problems. We have excellent concerts, and excellent food, and excellent wine. No problemo.
But how many times you have been to Italy?
We have been a lot. We've been here in separate situations and together, and maybe 20 times, 10 to 20 times, a lot. We've been here a lot of times. Unfortunately, we never stayed here long enough to practice the language, so we're still speaking English, but we know a few words in Italian, like frizzante. Frizzante is one of my favorite words, and I'll try to say something right now in Italian. Una bottiglia d'acqua, por favore, no frizzante. That's my best I can do. That's not right. If I want a bottle of water with no frizzante, how do I say that?
We say bicchiere d'acqua non frizzante. And you ever play the versions of CDs, vinyls, cassettes, many stuff. And did you present any new material on this tour? Did you show this new material, or you going to?
Yes, we have had many releases as a band, but I see also difference between some of the releases that are studio recordings that are spent many days with editing and production, as well as then releases that are live, improvisational, or just more done in a fast aesthetic. So it's nice to have such a diversity of material in our catalog. The music we're playing live right now is primarily based in improvisation, but will then be workshopped into new material for recording. So this tour develops our music in a work-in-progress setting, and it's very exciting to be performing as we are right now.
So can you speak about how important improvising is for you?
Well, improvising is the essence of my existence, and that communicating or having a conversation is very improvisational. So I don't know what you'll say to me or ask me, and you don't know what I'll say back. And so we always improvise. We improvise in the morning when we wake up. The weather is different, so maybe I need an umbrella, or maybe I need some boots for the winter snow. But you always have some kind of context that you're in, and that it's summertime, so I know in general there may be rain, but in general I'll get to wear shorts. It'll be hot outside, but also it's the same musically. We improvise together, but we have a context. So I know Matt for a long time as though I know the weather of the summer. We've been together for 12 years, and so when we improvise, I have some kind of internal dialogue going on. It's a foundation that I have from an understanding and knowledge that the two of us share together. I believe that we share something together, like I share something with the summer seasons. And so I want to I want to improvise, but have a foundation within that improvisational context. And I think that's what makes improvisation so special. And it's also that it's unexpected. Things that are always expected can be boring in a way. So I like to have things that are surprising and that shake up the foundations of discourse. And I want to go out there on a boat, and I want to go out on a boat, and I want to just sail across the ocean, but with no sail and no motor. So how am I going to do that? MacGyver, a person with a background of knowledge, with a few techniques of science. I can take a bottle of water, and I can take this cable and make a boat that will take me from here all the way to New York, with the right kind of technique and background information. So improvisation is really, truly the essence of life, and our DNA is made up to be improvisational. So thank you for the DNA. By the way, DNA stands for do not activate, but we are activating. So thank you for improvisation. Yes, we are improvising right now too. Thank you.
And so you play so different styles of music, so your background is quite different. What are you listening now?
This year, I actually discovered music with the internet. It was useful to discover new music. It hadn't happened as much before, but it used to be mainly you discover new music by going to a record store or talking to an old friend, someone older than you, and they play a record for you. And it transfers that way. But this year I looked at the Wikipedia page of the drummer Scott Ashton from the Stooges, and he passed away this year. And the Stooges, for me, are like one of my 2 or 3 favorite performer groups. And Scott Ashton then had a band called Sonic Rendezvous Band, and I said, I don't know what this is. I'll click the link. And then you click the link and it tells you what the band is, and you see, oh wow, Fred Sonic Smith from the MC5 plays in this band with Scott Ashton. And you're like, I'd like to hear that. And then how do you hear it? And then you copy the link, and then you go to YouTube, and then you hear the song City Slang. And you're like, oh man, this is like, it's amazing how much amazing music there is in the world, both old music and new music. And for me to hear Sonic Rendezvous Band was like the perfect essence of the American motor psych garage, for just with new riffs. I got to hear something new. I'm still also fantasizing about the Nirvana tour with Jay Mascis and Kim Gordon. When that comes to, when that comes down here, that's going to be the shit. And I missed that. I didn't get to go to that show, but Nirvana with Jay and Kim, Paul could sit in too.
And about you, your background, what kind of music you're listening now?
Currently, I guess in general, I always like listening to drummers, and drummers that played more and more notes. When I was young, I liked drummers that played maybe more simply and easy to understand. But now I like drummers that play a lot of notes all the time. So too many notes. So many notes that really no one wants to listen to except for a drummer, And that's the kind of music I like now. But that's not the only kind of music I like. I also like some classical music that has way too many notes and too many harmonies that are really uncomfortable to listen to and actually not all that pleasant. And actually, it's kind of what I'm saying, I guess, is that I'm interested in sort of a form of sonic torture at all times of the day. And if I don't receive that sonic torture, I guess I feel like I don't really exist. It's similar to what maybe Nietzsche would say, or Marquis de Sade. If you want to reach the next level of human consciousness in a way, you have to get there by punishing yourself or undergoing sadomasochism experiences. So for me, I like to be a masochist. I like to be sonically abused, but I also like to perform the sadistic musical abusion, which is not an English word, abusion, but I just made it up. And so, abusion to me is a form of abuse, but it's kind of an activity at the same time. Abusion, like substitution. So you're abusion. I've been abusioned. Well, anyway, I need some more time to work on my linguistic, my new word. But for now, let's just leave it at that. I'm a sonic sadomasochist.
Okay, thank you. And the last question for you. You both play in different bands, different projects now. How did you meet and decide to play together? Why you still do it?
Why do we still do it?
I'll say that again, but why do we still do it? It's because usually we know what the weather is like in the summer, and it's just to start fresh dialogues with people and try and develop the relationship and the camaraderie, and as well as just the aesthetic practice and understanding of how to relate to one another. Luckily, we haven't had any real fights, and so it's been a good relationship. But it also works because I play in many bands, he plays in many bands, and that gives a freedom of creativity in all of our work, where then TALIBAM can allow us to really focus still on a very diverse amount of music, but everything is kind of in the TALIBAM milieu. Like I have a psych rock band that I play a phaser pedal with, and the point of that band is to use the phaser and experience one kind of form of music. And then I have a rock and roll band that's my songs, and that also accomplishes something for me. So each band kind of just has a different spirit, and TALIBAM is a spirit that is strong. And from growing up in New York, one of the most important things I saw of bands, that were my favorite bands, was that they were working groups. Kevin has Tourette's, it's disco music, was always in his brain. But no, a working band was a band that we saw that played regularly, and they played not just on the hit cycle of every 8 weeks or 9 weeks we play, and it's based around this shift, and then we don't play, and maybe we just spend all the time in a rehearsal space and lose touch and perspective. It was no, we just play and let the music develop and learn from being out there in public and putting it there. And so working bands are my type of bands, and Kevin and I have been a working band for 12 years, so that's why we both want to work.
And for you, is the same? Yeah, you have the same feeling to play together?
I lost the question. I was too focused on my theatrics, and unfortunately, a lot of the times my theatrics are what actually ruin me in public and in social environments. I'll have to say that sometimes I'll do things theatrically, and people will ask me, or actually they won't even ask, to sort of walk away, and I'll be left on my own doing theatrical things that, not only uncomfortable and off-putting, a little weird, and perhaps people have all kind of terms to call me, sorry, ADHD. I might be, look at it. I might be perhaps a little insecure, but actually, what it comes down to is that I have a lot of security and confidence, and all I'm doing when I'm being theatrical is trying to create a new reality for all of us, and I'm thinking about all the people on the planet, and I want us to join together and hold hands and go to not only a new land, but not necessarily a new planet, but a new land on this planet where we're united. And my theatrics are more of a message. It's kind of more of a metaphor. It's like a protest in a way. I want people to come together, and I want Matt and I to become the most popular band on the planet. And but no, aside from all that, I do think that we play together. A lot of people play together and they don't necessarily do it for the reasons that we have. And I think our main motivation has to be for the ladies.
Thank you very much for coming. You're always welcome. Thank you, grazie. Cultura Musica, alla prossima.